Hey guys, it's Flashro here, and welcoming you to another Kidderminster Harriers FM2014 career mode in terms of what it is and series. In the last part, we just looked over the basic things in terms of what we have, and we also set up our formation for this season as well, which is going to be 4-2-4 with two wingers. Now, for this part, what we're going to be doing is going to be looking mainly at the players. We're going to be setting our board up for the next meetings, and all of that. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a talk with our board. Now, the boardroom is kind of a bit picky on what you want to do. Can I just have? Oh wait, we need to advance time a little bit, which we're actually going to do. We're going to advance it by 1 day. Very nice. We're going to advance it by 1 day. So if it goes forward. Now, in the last part, I did kind of touch on what I'm planning on doing during pre-season, and in this part, I'm actually going to go through it in more detail. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting a lot of friendlies. Now, that kind of isn't really a great thing. However, and there is a however in that one, I'm also going to send these to be scouted. I kind of like to have them scouted on this occasion, but we'll see to that when we come to it. And we're going to be scouting a lot in terms of potential, because we got quite a lot of very, very highly skilled players and a fairly lot of youth players, well, quite young players as well, that they're probably going to be ambitious and they want to play in league football, so we need to get results in immediately. However, there is something that we want to get over with, and that is the boardroom. Now, the boardroom can be a little bit picky in terms of things. Now, there's certain things I want to get out of the way. Now, in terms of, we got a few different things. We're not going to increase staff wages. We're not going to do anything with the stadium. We're not going to do anything in terms of philosophy. The top three are going to be the main thing. The first one being a parent club. So it's always good to have a parent club, because not only do you get extra money for having them there and additional friendlies, which in turn get you more gate receipts, it also has good players come out on loan to us without cost of wages, and that is also good. And they are agreeing to it. Very nice. In terms of that, we're also going to... We're not really going to be going for... No. What we're going to do is we're going to also upgrade our youth recruitment network. Generally, I like to keep a youth squad, and I'm also in the idea of having having youth come through the system and going away with quite high prices, which will also be a nice little earner in the long term. So, in terms of that, whoa, no, we don't want to cut back. Oh God, no. No. Youth level. That's the one I wanted. We don't want the youth recruitment network. We're not that far up yet. If we get into like League 2, high level League 2, League 1, that's when we'll start upgrading that. But until then, we are going to be upgrading our youth level. Now, this will be the equivalent of upgrading the chances of us getting a regen, which in this game is like a generated player in terms of that. And those are actually really good, and we need those in terms of long-term future, because when we get to latter seasons, we're going to need them. We're going to need to get regens for the club, and that is also a good thing to do. So we're going to do it in terms of we're not going to downgrade, because we already have an academy. And that is with Stourbridge College, which is unfortunate, because there is a Kidderminster College, but they didn't put with it. I don't think they agreed to it. But we're going to push the academy to the next attainable level to stand a better chance of producing better players of better quality. but they don't want to. Damn. Okay. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I do understand. And unfortunately, I can't choose it again for a while, which is unfortunate. In terms of anything else, I don't think anything else would be decent right now. Apart from the trial day, which we aren't going to do yet. We will be coming back, and we will be organising that. So, yeah. Sometimes the board will agree to it, depending on how good your potential players are. So, obviously, the club thinks that my under-18's potential is good. The only decent player that we have is Connor Doyle, and yeah, he's not really that great. In our under-21s, we do only have our loaned out person, which is Ryan Rowe, who's at Stourbridge right now until the end of January, so we won't be getting him back for quite a while. In terms of any one of these, Dior Angus is the best potential, but he is quite young right now, and giving him first-team football might not be the best road. I think sending him out alone would be the best thing. In terms of the other three, they aren't really that great, which we'd probably be looking to send them on, which is, yeah, probably the best thing to do. In terms of anything else, so we are going to have a look at our fixtures. It's unfortunate that we do have a ground share with Worcester, because otherwise we'd have all these days available to play games. Now, we're going to have one here. We're also going to have one there as well. So we're going to have... Unfortunately, we can't select anything bigger, which is unfortunate. Wonder how much money I'll get. Nah, complete nothing. If we choose like something like FC Bayern 2, we won't get that much either. So we're just gonna choose other teams, and we're just gonna choose like something like West Brom under 21s. Mainly because the under 21s are well, I wouldn't say that great, depending on how good they are, but they're an under 21 of a Premier League club that we will get good gate receipts for. Like that, we'll get a 10k profit. But unfortunately, they can't make that, so we're going to have to choose the 29th instead. Do I think that is enough? Do I think that is enough? You can, if you might think this is a bit overkill in terms of friendlies, it really isn't. If you can rotate your players effectively for the preseason, you can get away with it just as easily. So I might have to incorporate some of the youth team, the under-18s, into this. However, though, in terms of the under-21 squad, we aren't going to be playing these. I don't think having these friendlies aren't really that great, but I don't have control of these. Whoa, I don't want to attend any of those. God, no. I think that will do for now in terms of... Oh, they rejected it. Oh. Fine. Fine. We will have our trial day a lot sooner then. And unfortunately we can't choose larger teams, which is unfortunate, but we can work around that, and we will choose another team. Yeah. Actually, would I get more if I asked for Wolves? Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, they're in League 1 right now, but since they are quite local... Oh, not the big team. No. Not the big team. The under-21s. The under-21s are like the cost-effective route. If I was in League 2, I would go against Wolves. Mainly because the fee won't be as great. It'll be 4k and we get 6k profit. Nah. No, West Brom's will be better. If it's unfortunate that Wolves are not in the Prem, then we would be able to get a decent amount of money from them, but nah. Oh, they're unavailable for that day, I mean, seriously? fine. We will just have them there. Please accept that today. Thank you. Now that we have our fixtures sorted out, we are going to go talk with the board and sort out our a trial day. Now, usually they accept this. There we go. Very nice. Unfortunately, I can't ask of youth level again, which is unfortunate. I will ask about youth recruitment network and cut back. No. It's a shame. It's a shame. Already good enough, damn. Okay, I was hoping to increase like youth and all that, because it's always good to have a better youth system in place, but unfortunately they denied that, which is unfortunate. As soon as possible. Now, getting these trial days is all well and good, and they give good things for the system. Now, in terms of our current squad, I think currently right now we do have quite a bit of potentials right here, but apart from anything like 3-star and lower is like iffy. Now, we do have a few players that are like this, and some of these are fringe players, which I do know do have a bit of potential. However, they aren't really that great. I mean, Jamie Grimes is like, some so far he's good, some of the so far he's not as great as he should be, which is unfortunate. However, we can correct that at some later point. But unfortunately, I think we're going to need to have a look at the squad and see what terms of better players can we get. Now, Nathan Bliss is our backup target man, and he can get better, and I have seen him go on massive scoring sprees. Tyrone Williams is currently our young centre-back. Unfortunately, I don't think he's good enough for this squad. I think we will need a second... I think we will need another centre-back. And we're also going to need another wing-back on top of that. In order to sort out that. In terms of this, we're not interested. We're just going to send them to the under-18s, because there's no point in playing them. In terms of these two, might as well just send them to the under-18s. They're on youth contracts. Terminating them would be kind of harsh, and it does kind of dampen down the squad a bit in terms of morale if we get rid of too many of them in a certain time. And we also do have some fringe players that came through the youth system last season, but they're not really great as they are now. Two of these people in question are these two, Ashley Checketts and Declan Kirby. Now, Ashley Checketts is alright, but as we can see, he's not really the best player in the world. And also, the coach report, nah. So, yeah, we're going to, if I have a look at transfer, we do have an unwanted list in terms of we can sell or release. So, I'm going to put him there. My director of football will attempt to sell him. And also, I will do the same for Declan Kirby, because, once again, he's not really the best player, and I don't really want him in the club. Because he's not really the best player in the planet. Now, this is our actual squad, and in terms of current ability, we do have a couple that are, like, iffy. In terms of potential, I think we're going to need to invest ourselves in a potential goalkeeper in the near future. I do have someone in mind, actually, and I will be able to get him for cheap. I can probably get him now. If I go in the Squill Premier real quick and go down to the Squill Wet North, there is someone in, where is it? Workington. And he is a goalkeeper. Bit or not. Having a look at the under-21s. Is he there? No, that sucks. He's not here yet. So obviously Workington got... he was on a previous playfile that I got him. And obviously that didn't happen. I'm going to look at Danny Forrest. No. Sometimes you will get yourself really lucky and you actually will get yourself a decent player in the lower leagues, and that's always very well and good. I'm going to look at... No, I don't see anyone else having any decent players. I mean, Stockport came down last season. They do have a couple of decent players, but they're not really the best people in the planet, and I don't think they're also a good thing to have as well. So, yeah, we do have a couple of people on our shortlist already, but we're going to advance time by a couple of days. Me to meet the media. Introduce me. How do I feel the ambitions are covered matched by the chairman? Personally, I like to play calmly on this one. If I talk anything like assertive or cautious, I think the journalists will pick up on it. And since there are 5, they're also pretty pushy for me, and they actually want the newest story. I believe that both the board and the fans actually want the club to be in its best position, and I do actually believe that in real life as well. Yeah, if we want to reach higher reaches, we need to be ambitious, so we need to push. Generally, I don't really like this question because it kind of reflects on the discipline for the season, and generally, what I do is try to tend to trust the players to behave certain ways, but if I choose like this option right here, the players don't expect me to make any sort of comment on their behaviour, which is not really what I want. If they are acting wrong, they need to be told that way. So I may occasionally get involved on that. Forcing the fans to wait another year. Yes, last season we finished second and crashed out in the semi-finals of the playoffs to Wrexham. We could have got it, but Wrexham decided to play the fitness game and they won it, unfortunately. It was quite a decent game. Actually, it filled our stadium. Not only with the Stockport game, for those of you who didn't know what kind of happened at the Stockport game, that kind of went up in flames, but, you know. Generally, I don't like to be too cocky. It's a new campaign, and it's a fresh start. So, it's going to be tougher, mainly because we have clubs that actually have transferred players that have good quality, and they'll also be up there as well. Yeah, I might as well just dream that just to suck up a bit. The league has to be priority, because the fans want me to get promoted, and that's what I tend to do. Any other thing like the FA Cup and the FA Trophy, that's a bit of a bonus, but I tend to meet the board's expectations with that. I generally don't like to get rid of people immediately. That's only if I play with no key staff. And I also tend to not talk about... I tend to not talk about transfers on my first press meeting because it's just kind of a bit stupid, really. Defender Brian Stortle. 28, he's quite a decent defender. He's got a bit of pace on him. He's not really great natural fitness-wise, but he is also... he's match-fitted. He's also wanted. I think minor interest for Barnett, me, and Torquay. In terms of contract, I don't think he is off. No. In terms of that, Shelbourne, I could I actually just go in? Just go to him? I think I will have to... I'm not interested. No. He's not interested, so... In terms of that, I'm just going to move ahead a bit. I'm not exactly going to be moving too far. Anyway, unwilling to terminate contract probably because he's just got here. To discuss personal matters. Cautiously. Personally, I'm going to play this cautiously because if you look at his stars, he's not good enough for the squad. I'm just going to be straight up and honest. He's not going to get football unless of literally I have a massive injury crisis to the point where it's going to be crack. And I might as well just take a youth player. I'd rather not take a 19-year-old kid who's not got any potential at all. You can't accept that reason. I hate doing this. It's just like, oh, I don't want to leave. I lost a lot of faith. Wow. Not good enough. I've lost a lot of faith. Yeah, I'd probably just like... To be honest, though, he is 19. If he wants to be playing, he needs to get out there and... Instead of... He's not going to be playing at the Skrill. He's not going to be playing Skrill Premier. He'll have a hard time getting into the North and South squads. At best. He won't be playing at that level. So, yeah. Yeah, I managed to sort the matter out. He's probably going to be a bit unsettled, but I care. Transfer listed. I think he'd be like unhappy. He's actually pleased. Pleased on how that went. Yeah, right. Do we have our trial squads yet? No, we don't. Our numbers, yeah, we won't be playing that yet. We won't be playing that ball game. I think the best thing to do right now is I'm actually going to speed ahead to the first friendly that we have against the under-21s. I won't be bringing in anyone yet, but I will be doing so after the first game, just so I know like when the trial day is happening. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Right, just before we go on to the first game in our pre-season, we're going to go into backroom advice because usually the staff come forward and give you certain things in terms of recommendations for certain advice. So they want Michael Grass to improve on his quickness. I don't think so. He is a target man, and I don't think a quick target man will benefit us in the way that he will bring to the table. Penalties, I don't think so. Composure, I don't really like single stat or single technique if I don't think it's relevant. However, though, I will be... Ooh. It's the coaching team. I'm only going after fitness. I'm going to go after a fitness coach. Now, for scouting, you need to look at judging player ability, judging player potential, and the level of discipline, because they won't get frustrated if they won't find anybody. And I think he's good. I think we're going to sign Glenn Chamberlain, but he's also in talks with Gillingham, so yeah, that's not going to be good. Having a look at James Fuller, he's not as good. And David Perry isn't as good either, but we're more likely to get them than anything. So we're gonna try and go for James Fuller here. He will accept normal wage for a scout. So yeah, we'll go with him. Loan this Connor Doyle, why not? First team player, no, he's not really going to be there at much, unless if he gets really good. To key player, yes. Okay, youth facilities, I wouldn't think so. No, since he's not kind of that, no. So anyway, there's also a few things I would like to do, but we've also got more scouting knowledge going on, and I think I'll see you guys at the first game. So we moved on at least a day. We've also got match preparation for the under-21s. I'm also going to add in a few other tactics as well. We are going to add the 4-2-3-1 formation, as well as the usual 4-4-2. So those are going to be implemented. Also, the trial day happened as well today, and we've had quite a decent turnout from that. We've also had some quite decent potential come through as well, which is very, very good to see. When you have a trial day, you have two trialist teams. We've also got a false 9 who's come through pretty good. However, though, he is from the... Give me a minute. I'm sure I can remember. He's from Liberia. He's quite decent. I would like to have him, however, but it all depends on getting a work permit, which is going to be difficult if I can't get it. Contract info, contract offer. Contract. He only wants a small contract. I mean, like, why not? However, it's all about the what's it called? Travel permits, and we need. And I hope the coach report was going to bring up something like that, but it didn't, which sucks. I mean, if I have a look, there's no point getting it off goalkeeping. The best one to get it off will be Steve Garnon, but he will be the third best striker of our club, which will be nice. He's quite decent, so I'm gonna see how he gets on. I'm gonna maybe use some of these trialists for the actual excuse me games. We've also got a few coming in. Oh, he's pretty decent. I think he will turn out to be a very good goalkeeper, decent player. I think we're going to switch to our goalkeeping specialist. Leading blue square at Prem. I think we've got another one like that as well. We're also going to be looking for fullbacks and also centre of the park, because we are going to be needing some at a later point. These guys, nah, I'm not going to be doing that. However, Liam Irwin's a box-to-box midfielder. He's got good composure, he's got good natural fitness, he's got decent balance and agility, decent passing, he's got a decent first touch, he's got decent creativity as well, so we could see a decent midfielder out of him. Good Sky Bet League 2, but generally I don't really look at the thing, because I look at the potential league, because it's wrong. Usually it's wrong. I just generally try to knock it back down a league, or a couple of knocks, just to make sure that I'm getting it right. So, not really much potential in the first team. However, though, we have got a striker here who may become good. Good Sky Bet League 2. And he is he is a false 9. He's going to be the same as Joe Lolly. You could also play on the midfield left as well. You can also play as an advanced forward should he need to. He's got decent finishing and first touch for a 19-year-old. He's got some crossing, so that may help him in the left attacking in the attacking mid role. And he's also got some good speed and acceleration, and he's also got some good work rate as well. So he would be a good player for me anyway. Also, he's all right. Let's see who's interested in him. I have to go into transfer service. Ooh, a lot of even some a Skrill Prem team is interested in him. However, he is not the keeper that I want. It's this keeper, because I will need to grab myself a keeper eventually, because the two ones I've got, they're in their peak time. That's going to be around about the time where they're going to be knocking around. Unfortunately, can I? Yeah, he's offering a good wage. He is offering some good wages there. I'm also going to scout these players whilst I'm on the move as well. I mean, not all of these are good, but they have talent, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, like Peter Ulmer, he's a defensive midfielder. He's not really in terms of my squad, but he can play in the midfield centre role, which can be good. He is not really the best in his area, but he's mainly a ball-winning midfielder, but he can become good. Good Sky get the two defensive midfielder. But it is not something I am looking for, unfortunately. Go by the right. Routledge, goalkeeper. Yeah, he will be decent, but we're not looking for that kind of thing. We also got a 16-year-old. 3 stars, yeah. They're not really that great, but we're going to move on now to the first game of the season, where I'm going to be starting to use these trial teams along with my first team, just to get my first team into fitness. We are a couple of days away, and we got a scout. Very nice. We might send him out on an assignment. If I can have a look at my scouting network. Scouting. So reports. He's got 18 reports for me. And some of them are... He's got some from other clubs, and he's also got some of goalkeepers as well. So they would be decent if we can get my hands on one of them. I mean, decent Sky Bet League 1. I mean, that's for Dominic Bose. That's someone that we already know. We also got David Rowe here, who's 5-star goalkeeper, good Sky Bet League 1. I'm sure he would come to us for Quina. Oh, he's got an agent. Oh god. I think he's on trial. I think he's on trial at Hereford. That's why we can't get him. Fuller's training report. He's just gone straight for Bozo and just said he has potential. I'm not gonna lie, he has potential, but the wage he's asking for is pretty much one of the highest in the squad, and it's not something I'm looking for in a 19-year-old. I'm not looking for a ridiculously low wage, but I just having a look at other things. We've also got the trial list for both Kitty and England going on. So I'm not going to be skipping ahead, because we're hopefully going to be making some moves for some potentials, because we need to get our hands on some decent potentials so we can actually have some ready either for this. Should I lose players in the next transfer window, or even this transfer window? So it ended up in a 2-6 win to the trialist team 1. So let's have a look to see who scored the most. If it would hurry up and load. Yes. So looks like Phil Miles got a hat-trick of goals. He's alright. He's a decent corner taker, but apart from that, he's a decent header, but that's not what I'm looking for. Trials 3. He's alright, but he's not going to be he's asking for quite a lot of wages. Not something I'm looking for. He's got potential. He's got potential. That's what I'm looking for, but I don't know if he'll want to come. Well, he will be interested, but I wouldn't think he'd be good. I think he would need game time. Billy Gibson, I think he's quite well known. Yusuf wants that. I don't think so. He played for Tamworth last season. His physicals are way over the place. And he's a striker who could potentially get good, but I think he would need a work permit. I don't know if he could get a work permit, because usually in the previous games it would tell you how likely it is to get a work permit. Work permit NA, so not applicable. So let's see, how much would he want? 400. He's not sure. He's looking to get a good deal for himself, but we'll see. Right. So now that the trialist game has happened, I'm going to start making moves for some goalkeepers. So currently Tom Halsall is currently the best of Trialist League 1. However, I think a better trialist in the form of the League 2 goalkeeper is somewhat better. So I'm going to have a look at contract approach to sign. He would only want that, which is very nice. I would have that. Very good. I'm not going to go for him because he's not really in my team plans. Abe Kamara. He's quite a good player in terms of heading. He's got good speed. He hasn't got very good physical stats. He's not very good strength-wise. He's got decent finishing, decent heading. He's just not very good at strength. If we could focus on it and we can get it up, I think he could become a good player. So if we approach to sign him, he will only want £100 per week. These are like great, and it would only increase after playing 20 league games, and also that as well. So I don't know if he would need a work permit, but we'll see. We will see. In terms of League War in the first team, I don't think we would get anyone decent anyway. From Liam Irwin, he could potentially become good, but it's not really that great. None of these are really getting to me, because generally I'm looking for like people with a 4-star or above, so that's not really what I'm looking for. Having a look at Hamilton Forbes. Does he have... Eastleigh is interested in him. I think he could do wonders for me. I reckon he could get really good. So if I approach to sign him, he's not sure. This contract it would take for me to be convinced to reach an agreement. Personally, I prefer rotation, because I'm looking to get a decent sized squad amongst the wage budget and then rotate it effectively. Promotion bonus is 3.4k. He's got no clauses. He's young, so we can get money for him later. I'm going to try and have a go at minimising some of these. That'll be good enough. 85 down to 625, and then add a loyalty bonus of about 50. Oh crap, he wants more. Be fit into squad status, okay. No, fine then. 625, less than the goal bonus. Okay. Yeah, he's happy with those discussions. That's good. Now I've already got a goalkeeper coming in. Billy Gibson, he's right. I could do with a right an attacking mid right, just so I could. Because the one I've got right now is James Dance, and he's the game rates him only as a 3.5 star, and is not his natural position. So he's not quick, but he's only good tactic with technique and crossing. Apart from that, he's meh and everything else. So yeah, I'm looking for a replacement. Not really in the near future, just someone that can do things. Unfortunately, I can't get this guy. He's just like tank, but can't get him, unfortunately. Yeah, so unfortunately that's going to be all I can from this. Anything else would have to be from other things, which is unfortunate. I am looking for a centre-back, but the ones that we got are not good. They're not good at all, which isn't very pleasing, to say the least. We've only got full-backs. I mean, the best full-back we have is Sam Hibbert, and yeah, he's not that great. Yeah, so we got a couple of we got a few transfers going, which is nice. We've got a decent sized wage budget, so that's also very nice. So yeah, we're gonna have to look for some players, but we're gonna fast forward now to the under-21s game. Then after that, I will end this video off, and then we're gonna try and speed run through the rest of the preseason. I know that you guys don't really want to be looking at this all the time. And Alan Goodall, he's 31. He's only got like a couple of seasons left in him before he becomes like not that great. So I wouldn't offer anything for that. It's just messages saying that the trials are finished, and it's not really that much. So yeah, they're not that great, not that good either. Game just saved, and we're in our first game. Aston Villa under-21s. Let's get started on this first game of the season. So we're going to be starting off our first game by having a look at our tactics. Obviously we're going to put Danny Lewis in goal, but before we do that, we're going to be having a look at our mentality and fluidity. Generally, I tend to use standard to start off with. Then, as soon as like a goal goes in, or when we start being put on the back foot, or whenever we start dominating the game, then I'll change it accordingly. But fluidity, I have been a bit skeptical on. I think since we're non-league, I think I'm just gonna keep it very rigid for now. I think our players just need to keep to their roles, and then everything should work out fine, so that I wouldn't need to just keep shouting out things like pump the ball into the box, which could potentially leave our team open. It's not something I really want. Well, not something I'm looking to do. So we're going to put Mickey Dimitri at left back, because he is our best left back, and we can put him as a complete wing back. He likes both our wing backs, both Mickey Dimitri and Lee Vaughan are both best suited at the complete wing-back role. Mainly because they like to get up and they like to start crossing balls, even scoring on occasion, but they seem to have dropped a back bit this season, but I'm going to play them there, see how things go. Our two first-choice centre-backs is going to be, of course, Josh Gowling and Sinead Dunkley. In real life, they work really well together, and this, I'm hoping, is not going to be the same. Dunkley works best in a central defender role, I think, or let me just have a look at the limited. Limited just takes a few off, so we're just going to keep it central defender, mainly because the central defender takes up more skills, and we're going to need that. The stopper requires aggression, Well, the cover requires acceleration. None of our defenders have that. Josh Garling is mainly either limited or central. I think he works better as a central defender, and I think he'll work better as a. Will he work better as a stopper? No, I cover maybe. Yeah, I think he might work better as a bit of a cover specialist rather than anything else, because Garling's the one that likes to throw himself into tackles, and that's really what we want. Yeah, we're going to leave Dunclear as just a normal defender. In terms of midfield, we are going to put on Lee Fowler, who is currently our best midfielder. He's currently... excuse me. He currently is quite creative on the ball. He likes to pass around the ball, so we're obviously going to make him a deep-lying playmaker. He likes to play close to the defence, and just generally likes to put balls forward. But I think he'll be better as a defensive deep-lying playmaker, because he's got a bit of strength about him, whilst the support requires first touch and off-the-ball play, I think. Whilst defence requires a bit more better circumstances. The other one that we're going to play is Carl Storer. Carl Storer is our ball-winning midfielder. This is where he likes to push in and actually pushing with his tackles. He's also quite brave and quite aggressive. He does get a few yellow cards here and there, but it's not really going to be that much of a problem. I think he'd be better as a support, because he's better at passing the ball rather than doing anything like that. Our attacking midfield left is going to go to Callum Giddings. Now, usually he gets played in the centre attacking mid role or in the midfield centre, but his natural position is on the left. Now, I think he's best as an inside forward, which he is, or an advanced playmaker. I think inside forward is the best one for him, mainly because it utilises his teamwork and passing as well as his crossing stat, which is also pretty nice. I think support doesn't utilise his crossing stat, so we're going to keep him as an attacking inside forward. On the right, we're going to have James Dance, even though he's not as... even though I'd like to get myself a better attacking mid, I think James Dance can actually fill the role here. I think he'll play much better as a winger rather than an inside forward, mainly because he only uses his 3 good technical abilities rather than the rest. As for 2 strikers, we're going to have the advanced forward role being taken up by Anthony Melbourne. He is currently the best one in the field for that. And for the other striker positions, it's also going to go to Michael Gash. Gash will be playing as the target man in this one, because he's the best target man we have in the squad, and we need a target man for any of the long balls being played from the defence and or goalkeeper. He is more of an attacking one, I think, because it utilises his finishing rather than utilising his long shot, which I'm not really keen on. So that's going to be our main team. For our second team, we're going to be placing Danny Jackman in the centre 2. He can play in midfield and in left back. Jamie Grimes will take up the second defence 3. Jamie Tully will take up S4. Jack Byrne S5. Marvin Johnson S6. Nathan Bliss S7. And Joe Lolly S8. I think I'm contemplating to put more into the squad, just to keep a bit of fitness going. Yeah, the trialists have left, so there's no point. Well, they're going to be going out doing their thing. I could have Tyrone Williams, but I'm prepared to switch things in, and plus I'm going to get another centre back anyway. I really want to keep Tyrone Williams in the squad. Dior Angus, I'm actually going to give him, because in real life he is a striker / attacking mid right. I'm actually going to give him a training in a new position for that, which we're going to have him do 100% on. Apart from that, we're just going to proceed to the match. I'm not going to put them in because they've got their under 21 match to go to. For fitness, for that anyway. Right then, so the under 21s of Aston Villa versus the Kidderminster Harriers, full team. For the season is mainly going to be to keep our squad fit. It's the main thing. So we don't have a coach we don't have anybody to help us with that, but we're not going to be dealing with unprecision instructions yet. Excuse me. So I think we're just going to be encouraging the team to push on. I think we're just going to tell them to just impress me, because the places on the first team are up for grabs. I'm also going to make comments to each area just to say why you deserve a place on this team. Mainly because I need to have a look at the first team, and they're all quite... Oh, crap. Whoops. Oh, well. I need to have a look at the first team, and since a lot of the substitutes are equal in terms of the first team, they will be kind of like that. Hang on, I just need to change the settings real quick. We're going to be playing with the highlights quite on... The highlights are going to be only on key highlights. Actually, no, not only commentary, on key highlights. So between highlights is very fast. Left panel, right panel. Camera, I prefer to keep it on TV, really. TV is probably the best one, mainly because I can actually see. Replay is none, the cameras aren't going to be on TV, so we're going to keep it on split. Can I actually see this stats? I like to see stats. There we go. That's what I want to see, because I can see how everything's getting on, as well as see things on the screen as well. So currently, yeah, things are going to be a bit different. Right, so they have a clear gut opportunity right here. Nice tackle there by Vaughan. And they managed to get a goal from Hale. We weren't marking him. Their first shot on target is a goal, so we're actually going to go a bit defensive here, because it looks like they have better creativity, and we need to start working a bit more on the midfield. And here they go, they got another chance, and wow, that almost went in. That would have been a bit humiliating. They got a corner here. Kinsella with a cross, Dempsey, and they score. I think, yeah, it's a bit poor defensive work there. A bit of poor defensive work. I think if he was in front of our player, it's a free header, so things aren't going to go our way. Since we're very rigid, I think giving them team instructions will be kind of a bit pointless. So I think actually we're going to change this. We're going to go counter, because I think we're going to need to start punishing them a bit on counter. This is our play right here. Going a bit passing mentality. That long ball didn't quite work. I think with these higher teams, long balls don't tend to work as good as they think. Oh, unfortunate. That would have been a massive howler for their goalkeeper there. If Fowler would have hit that on the half volley and went in. Would have been a great goal to start. Great first goal that we have. So right now we don't have the best possession in the world, but we've had more shots. So apparently the assistant has told me to go a bit. We haven't met the expectations, so I'm going to say, come on boys, we need to get better performances. I think I'm just going to give him an assertive one. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say not good enough midfielders. Need to get them to look to gain confidence. There we go. Mickey Dimitri is quite knocked about, so we're gonna make a sub at halftime here, just so he can stay decent in condition wise. Don't really want things to be going wrong. So they have kickoff. Obviously, they're not going to get a thing right off the bat. Mainly possessions being acted in the midfield right now, so they're not clearly dominating us, but they are having possession in our half, which is not something that we really want. Oh, O'Brien's done him there. Oh, thank God. Almost could have been 3. Not something I really want to do. I think I need to make another substitution here. Let's bring on Marvin Johnson in the place of Callan Gittins. He's not really having the best game of his life. We're also going to bring on not Jimmy Tully. We're going to bring on Jack Byrne in the place of Lee Fowler. He's not having the best game either. We're also going to bring on Joe Lolly in place of Anthony Melbourne, because he's not having the best game either. We're going to bring on 4 subs to see what happens with that. Sinead Dunkley's apparently not playing well. So currently possession is still iffy. We're also going to take off Sinead Dunkley because he's not having the best of games. We're having a bit more possession now in the midfield and on our own half, which is very good. They have a free kick here. That's probably it's a shame. Cowans, I think, was offside for some bizarre reason. Either way, we've got our own highlight here. Jackman trying to find a goal here. Got a long, close range shot, and it's been cleared for a corner. Clear cut chance there. We should have got a goal there. We have James Dunn's getting in the corner. Oh, that would have been funny. If those of you who don't support Kitty, Johnny Jackman is the smallest player on their team, and he almost would have scored with a header. That would have been a bit embarrassing for their team if they were the smallest guy on the pitch score from a heading goal. Oh, nice ball there to Marvin. That's unfortunate. Another corner. We're starting to get shots in now, but our finishing's clearly not up to date. Well, not clearly great today. We're clearly not taking our chances. We've already had one chance to have a goal, which we should have took. It's going to be one of those games where it's not going to be a great day at the office, which is unfortunate. It's going to be and that's it. That's the end of the game. It's 2-0 to the Aston Villa under-21s. Really should be winning these matches. Make that crystal clear. And I think that's what we're going to need to be doing. I'm going to make a comment to the strikers because they really weren't great today. I'm just going to warn them of being dropped. Which isn't... they look fired up. Very nice. The team talks that you want just generally need to be green. If they're red, then they're obviously not happy with it. It's unfortunate that we didn't win. We had our chances, and a lot more than they did, but it wasn't our day. Not our day at all. It's not something I can say that we're proud of, but we got a decent number of attendance, which is quite nice. That'll help our finances. Having a look at them, we're making money this month, which hopefully we should be making even more. Right, so we're going to leave this here. So in the next part, we're going to be whizzing through pre-season. We're going to be making transfers, and we'll be doing dealings. So I'll see you guys then.